what is 1984? Very simply, 1984 is a warning. It's a warning that George Orwell forecasted on the world when he wrote the book. His fear was that the evilness in mankind would take hold and humanity will be lost. The plot of 1984 is very captivating, really keeps the reader's attention. George Orwell does a great job of getting his message across through a very intriguing plot. It follows a man named Winston Smith living in London, England. The name of the country, of course, is changed following the government's takeover of power. And really, what happens in the book is that he goes from just trying to survive against this government, living a miserable life, of course, and he goes and tries his best to fight back against it the best way he can. In 1984, the plot really thickens when Winston finds a young girl named Julia, a few years younger than himself, and they begin to form a relationship and fall in love. And in defiance of the government and the government's rules, Winston and Julia have a lot of sex. And how this is in defiance of the government is that the government does not want people to have pleasure. Of course, sex having a lot of pleasure is not allowed. Julia is the only other person besides himself that Winston knows for certain doesn't like the government and wants to change it. That is until he meets a colorful character named O'Brien. And they go and meet him, and they join what they believe is a resistance to the government. It is through this organization that Winston really comes to the realization of how the government works. He receives a book outlining how the government controls its citizens. Perpetual warfare, fear, poverty, all these ways. And what George Orwell is trying to convey is that this is not just a story. What is going on in 1984 will happen in the future should humanity lose, for lack of better words, its humanity. And that's really the scary part. Now we can hear from Orwell himself what he takes from the book and what really he wants to tell everyone about his message.
But he left one final warning.
1984 is, I believe, a quite terrifying masterpiece. So terrifying, in fact, I don't think I should like to read another like it.
I am not absolutely dissatisfied with it. I think it is a good idea, but the execution would have been better if I had not been under the influence of TB when I wrote it.
You once claimed that you have an ability to face unpleasant facts. Is that what you've demonstrated in 1984 by drawing an accurate portrait of the future?
I think that allowing for the book being, after all, a parody, something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.